welcome back to my channel. So today I am actually going to be doing a story time, and you see the title. This is the time that my dad's girlfriend kicked me out. Yes, he kicked me out. Let me just leave it like that. No, just kidding. She kicked me out, and you know, sadly my dad allowed it to happen. Let me just jump right into the story because this might be a long one, so let's get right through it. Okay, so basically it started on, I think it was like a Friday night or something, maybe like a Saturday. I just remember, wait, I don't know what day it was. I think it was like Thursday or Friday. So basically I asked my dad if I could go out with one of my friends. And this friend, I don't talk to her anymore. Let's just call her Samantha. So I asked my dad if I could go out with Samantha, and he said yes, but that I had to be back at home by 12. So I was like, okay, no problem. So I leave with Samantha and one of her friends, and this was a guy that she was like talking to at the time. And so basically, like, we're just hanging out and stuff, and you know, we go to In-N-Out, like, you know, we're just chilling, right? With Raven, who's my husband now. I was supposed to hang out with him that night, which I did. And so he actually picked me up from Samantha's, not her house, but like wherever we were hanging out at. He picked me up from there, and you know, like, we just hung out and we're at his house and we're just chilling and stuff. Like, let me give you a little bit of a background on like my dad's girlfriend, basically his girlfriend now. We're just gonna call her Maribeth because that's not a really cute name and she doesn't have a very cute heart, so we're gonna call her that. So basically Maribeth was always like super involved in like my life and stuff. Like, you know, like I'm not a baby anymore. Like, I don't need you to parent me. Like, I have two parents. But she felt like she had like a really big chunk of a say. She felt like she had a lot of say with the things that I did in my life, and I blame my dad for that because he gave her that authority for her to feel that way. And it was messed up because nobody ever, you know, told her kids what to do. Nobody ever could have any say in what her kids did. And when I say nobody, I meant my dad. Like, she would have flipped bricks if my dad were to have treated her children the way that she treated me. Basically, I had gotten out that night. When I was picked up by Raymond, we were just hanging out and stuff, and I think it was like around 11:30 at the time. I lived like 30 minutes from Raymond's house, so I told him like, we need to leave now because I need to be back home at a certain time. So we leave and we're at my house by 12, and I go and I ring the doorbell and nobody answers. So I'm outside the house and I don't have my key because I dropped it in Samantha's car, well, her friend's car, and they were like doing donuts in the desert or something like that, and my bag had fell and it was open, and like all my things fell on the floor in the back seat. So I knew that that's what happened to my key that had fallen out. So I was texting my dad and I was like, can you open the door? Can you open the door? Can you open the door? And my dad would always get super mad at me if I didn't have my key on me, and so I was actually kind of scared, like, to even text him to open the door because I knew that he was going to give me shit for it. So I was asking him if he could let me in and nobody was answering me, and I had to pee so bad. I remember I had to pee so bad. Like, you know when you have to pee and your stomach feels like super duper bloated and like your stomach starts hurting? That's how it felt. So I asked Raymond if he could drive me to the gas station to go use the restroom. So the gas station didn't have a restroom, the one that we had stopped at. So we just went back to his house, and I had gone to the restroom, and we were just like, you know, I always wanted to be around Raymond, you know, like we were like I don't know if we were together, if we were talking. I'm not sure. I think we were talking. And you know, we always wanted to be around each other, so I was like, you know what, I'll just stay here until my dad texts me, and I'll just, you know, I would never tell my dad that I was like with a boy or anything, because of course like he would get mad. So I was just like, well, I'll just stay with you until my dad replies to me, and then you can take me back home. So I stay with him, and we end up falling asleep because I think it was like, I don't know, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and my dad still hadn't like reached back out to me. So I figured he was sleeping, so I fell asleep. I'm not gonna sit outside in the cold and nobody's gonna open the door for me. So I had fallen asleep, and in the morning I get a text message at like, I think it was like 6:30 in the morning. And my dad is really mad, and he's like, Malayah, you better bring your butt home. Like, I can't believe you would do something like this, blah, blah, blah. And I told him, I was like, Dad, like, look at your phone. Like, I text you and I called you to open the door for me, and nobody did. And so he was just so mad. And then I get a call from his girlfriend, and I answer it, and she's like, you know what, young lady, like, blah, 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 like, just like telling me basically, she was like, you come back home right now and you return your key to me. And I was like, return my key? Like, she's acting like I live in an apartment building or something, like she's evicting me. At the age, I was like, I think like 18, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna let my dad's girlfriend disrespect me this way and treat me this way. If it was my dad doing it, it's one thing, like, that's my dad, you know, like, he had a right to be mad. But her, like, why are you mad, number one, and number two, why are you the one disciplining me? Like, no, like, that's not, like, I'm sorry, but I'm not a kid. I'm not gonna be like, oh, okay, like, no, that's, like, I don't know what she was thinking. And I also don't know what my dad was thinking for letting her tell me these things, you know, like, how are you gonna let your girlfriend kick me out? So I called my mom, and she was living in West Covina, and I wasn't living with her at the time. Like, I lived with my mom all the way up until 9th grade, and I had gone to high school out like with my dad and stuff. And so I asked my mom, I was like, Mom, can I come back home? And she was like, yeah, of course. Like, my mom was like, she really wanted me to live with her like my whole high school year, but like, I was trying something new and living with my dad, you know. And so, you know, she was like more than happy to like have me back home. So I asked Raymond if he could meet my mom halfway to drop me off, and you know, he did. And I went back home with my mom, and this was around like graduation time, and so it really sucked to have all this happen right about graduation time, because this is the time that you like really need to be in school and, you know, taking tests and all that stuff for graduation. So it was just such a headache. And you know what though, like, it was also a blessing in disguise, because living in my dad's house, like, his girlfriend was so negative, and so was my grandfather. They would just always talk crap about everybody in the family, even about me. Like, I'd be upstairs listening to them talking crap about me. Like, why are you, like, I don't know. Like, I don't like it when people are so worried about other people. Like, why can't you sit there and drink your coffee and be happy? Like, you woke up this morning, didn't you? Why do you have to sit there and nitpick everything wrong in a person and everything that they're doing in their life, you know? Like, they made me seem like such a bad kid, and you can ask any of my family members, I'm not like the way that they were speaking about me. And it just sucked living in that house. Like, it sucked so bad, and I don't know if anybody knew how miserable I was, but if you're watching this video, you know now. Like, living there was such it was not cool. And so, you know, when I see my mom, I was so happy, and I was so happy to be back at home with my mom. And when I was back at home with my mom, so let me like back up a little bit. I was really close with my counselor, so we worked out a way for me to still live at my mom's and still like complete the things I needed to complete for graduation. And honestly, I didn't really have much to complete, so the classes were pretty much over. I think there was only like a week left of class, like actual class, and then, you know, the seniors, they get to leave earlier than everybody else. I still got to graduate. I still got to, you know, be with my friends, and it was just so much better. Like, I honestly think that night happened for a reason. I honestly couldn't be happier, like, at the fact that I left that house. And if this video gets enough love, I'll do a part 2 of every accusation that was made about me, like living there, and the rest of the story, because that was not the end of the story. Like, more drama happened, and it was just unnecessary, and I'm not a problematic person, so the fact that, you know, I had to go through all of that was just so unnecessary. The fact that my mom had to go through it was just so unnecessary. Like, I don't know, I honestly hope that I just never see my dad's girlfriend again, and if I do ever see her again, I will literally look right past her like she is not there, because that is what she deserves. Like, she literally said such horrible things about me, you guys don't even understand. And you know, I'm kind of over it now. You know, of course, knowing what people have said about you, and knowing that, you know, they were speaking badly about you to your own family, and things that were not true at all. Like, I'll make a part 2 of this video. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you like story times like this, give me a thumbs up. You know, I don't really have much drama story times, because like, I'm not really involved in drama like ever, so the only drama I'm involved in is Love and Hip Hop, when I open my laptop and I'm in there, like I'm in their lives, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and for watching my videos, and for liking them. I appreciate all the love that you guys give, and I love you so much.